Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, you've been watching the football playoffs. It's an exciting time of year, but it's also kind of a heartbreaking time of year because in the end, only one team wins. So 4 years ago, right about now, the Bears were really close to winning a game. As a matter of fact, their kicker had kicked the winning field goal. Oh, but the Eagles had called timeout. And so all he had to do is come back out and replicate what he did. And I don't know that anyone will quite replicate what he did, when he did it, how he did it. It was the classic double doink. Off the upright, came down, hit the crossbar, and came back the wrong way. So a number of years ago, the Buffalo Bills, and I'm recording this in advance, so they might still be alive, they might not be alive anymore. But they're still looking to win a Super Bowl. And it was in the 90s, and they got to the Super Bowl a number of times. I think it was 4 times in a row. But in the first time, they had a great chance of winning. They had a really good kicker. His name was Scott Norwood. He was all-pro. He was their leading scorer. Does it snow in Buffalo? There are certain things that are predictable. Man, has it snowed in Buffalo this year. They've really gotten some storms. So it's the end of the game. Comes down to the final play. If he gets the field goal, Buffalo wins. If he misses, they lose. It's 47 yards away, and he missed. Yeah, I mean, they've even made videos that show it going through, okay? It's like, it's not a gimme, it's not a chip shot, but I think he'd make it 9 out of 10 times. This was the 10th time. So he walks off the field, he's got his head down. I mean, that's understandable. I mean, I remember when Cody Parkey did the double doink, he went on some talk shows that next week and celebrated, and then the Bears said, "You're gone." It's like they just didn't like that. It's like, no, we get, we still love you and everything, but no, don't go make money off of this deal. So he was pretty upset about it, and the team went back, and even though they didn't win the Super Bowl, Buffalo hadn't won anything since 1965, so they were pretty excited about getting to the Super Bowl. So they had a big celebration, and the amazing thing is, as different people were giving speeches, the fans started chanting, "We want Scott." And I've seen video of it, and the teammates had to kind of like push him out there, and he was humbled by it. I mean, it just really kind of blew him away. I like what it says in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. We are surrounded by a great cloud of people whose lives tell us what faith means. So let us run the race that is before us and never give up. That we're surrounded by this great cloud of witnesses. I don't understand how that works, but I know that there was this one time I was preaching in Boss Aviation in Haiti. It's a little bit more of an urban setting. Well, it is an urban setting. It's the only one that we have with New Hope. But I was getting up to preach, and I can't explain it, but I really felt like my 2 brothers in heaven were looking down on me, and they were just like, "Go get them." As a matter of fact, it goes back to the laundry chute when we lived in Mount Prospect was in our room, and I felt like they were looking through the laundry chute of heaven, and they were like yelling down to me, like, "Go give them heaven when you're preaching." We're surrounded by a cloud of witnesses, and yeah, there are times that we might let other people down. But you know what? We need to give grace to one another and let people know that they're still part of the team, okay? That's what they did with Scott Norwood. And I went and researched this because I've read this story before, and he's gone back and forth, and yeah, this meant a lot to him. And they wanted to win the Super Bowl the next year and the next year, and they didn't. And it was never like his fault. But I don't know that he's today is at peace with this. And that's the important thing for you. If you've made a mistake, if something's gone wrong in the past, and maybe at one point you embraced it and you said, "Okay, I'm going to move on." But you can choose then to say, "No, you know what? I'm going to wallow, and I'm going to let this tear me to pieces." Don't let that happen. You're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. You've got Jesus within you, and He's telling you, don't look back, look forward, and God's got good stuff ahead for you.